All right, let's look at the homework 2, problem number 2. All right, let's simplify this following expression. All right, first thing I would do is I'm going to factor out as much as possible. All right, so this is going to be equal to, all right, so this is a difference between squares because you can see that 4 is the same thing as 2 squared. Right? So you have x squared minus 2 squared. So we can factor it out as x plus 2 times quantity x minus 2. Right? And the denominator, since both terms have x in it, so I'm going to just pull x out. Right? So x out, you have x here. And if you x out from negative 2x, you have negative 2 left over. Right? Then we have x squared minus x minus 6. Let's factor this guy out. So you have x squared minus x minus 6. Right? So we can do the AC test trick. So here AC is going to be equal to A is 1, C is negative 6, so negative 6. And B is equal to negative 1. Right? So we have to find two integers whose product is negative 6 and the sum is negative 1. So we can easily see that this is going to be probably positive 1 times, actually positive 2 I meant, positive 2 times negative 3. Right? And you can see that the 2 plus negative 3 gives you negative 1. 2 times negative 3 gives you negative 6. So this can be rewritten as, so x squared as it is, right? So here we're going to use 2, so split negative 1 as 2. So we're going to have 2x and minus 3x, right, minus 6, right? So I'm going to group the first two together and last two together. Right, try to pull out as much as possible. So x is in common. So you have a x times x minus 2. And then negative 3 is in common. So x minus plus 2. Right? So it looks like we have x plus 2 is in common. So we have x plus 2 there. And what's left is x minus 3. All right? So this is going to be a division. So I'm going to divide. So I'm going to write it as a multiplication and take the reciprocal. So this guy is going to sit on the bottom. So you have x plus 2 and x minus 3. All right? So we can simplify a little bit. So you have x minus 2 on top, x minus 2 on top. And there's actually x plus 2 on top and x plus 2 on the bottom. All right, so what you get is going to be, so everything is canceled out on top. So there's going to be 1. And on the denominator, you would have x times x minus 3. So you have x times x minus 3. All right, so let's type this guy in. All right, so we got 1 over x times quantity x minus 3. All right, let's check the answer. We got that. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.